Hello everyone, my name is Carmine Demaro and welcome to Coffee Dates brought to you by Venture for America and VCU. Today we are sitting down with Professor Katie Gilstrap. She is a professor of marketing here at VCU. She spends her summers leading students on consulting projects abroad, and she is also the CEO and founder of the Bar Boutique. So she is an entrepreneur. She has started her own business. They just opened their second location, and I'm going to let Katie tell us a little bit more about that. Katie, can we start off by maybe letting people know what bar is?
Sure. Bar is a fitness discipline that's designed to create long, lean muscle, so the body of a dancer. So it's very efficient and it targets areas of the body that are difficult to target in other types of exercise.
Okay, great. And so could you give us a little bit of background on the business? When did you start it, and what was kind of the catalyst that showed you that you wanted to start your own business?
Sure. I visited New York City about 2 years ago and took a class while I was visiting and fell in love with it. It was the first time I ever really enjoyed exercising. I had a trainer, I was a runner, I was a swimmer, I had done everything, but always because I had to, not because I enjoyed it. So I fell in love with this class and went back the next day and paid $40 a class to do it and left feeling taller and stronger, and came back to Richmond and said, Richmond needs this. So I did some research and developed a partnership with the Richmond Ballet. I felt as though having an expertise in dance and alignment and posture and movement would be very important and a differentiator for us. We found a great location in Carytown, and we opened 2 years ago, our first location.
Terrific. And so what was kind of like the first step you took once you got back here and decided that you wanted to open that business? Kind of conducting the market research, talking to friends?
All of the above. I started taking classes all over the country. So I went back to New York, I went to Miami, I went to California and DC. I took classes all over the country to understand what made a great bar class. And then I sought out the type of bar that we would offer. So I wanted to make sure we had the best classes in the country. Then tested the idea locally with friends and other people that were fitness enthusiasts, as well as people who were not fitness enthusiasts but that were looking for a change. And then found a location. I was really just walking through Carytown and saw this space that I always thought was a good location, and it was reasonably priced and it was available for a year lease, and I thought, well, all the stars are aligning.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. So we did, and it opened to great success. We were profitable in the first year, and we used all the profits from the first location to fund the second location. It's 100% self-financed, 100% owned, so it's been a really wonderful adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I know that there are a few competitors both here and kind of certainly when you go further north.
Sure.
What is like your main differentiator? It sounds like you really put an emphasis on having quality over trying to rapidly expand.
Yes, so all of our instructors have a background in professional dance, and I did not know this before I got into this business, but to become a professional ballet dancer, you really give up formal college training and you study ballet instead of college. You spend your entire life studying this discipline. So these ladies really have the equivalent of a PhD in movement and alignment and strength and flexibility. So I wanted to make sure that we hired the most knowledgeable people possible. So we have a team of individuals who really care greatly about fitness, about strength, about flexibility. It's not like we can put an ad in the paper and say, hey, come become trained to be a bar instructor. We have people who have dedicated their lives to fitness and health, and that really come from an environment where ballet is such a precise art, where they will leave having had a lot of constructive criticism. They love going into an environment and making people feel great. So they're really lovely human beings, talented women, and also really knowledgeable.
Yeah, so just, really a totally different experience than you're getting at the traditional gym. A lot of the time you're on your own. Like you said, it's not enjoyable. So certainly a differentiator there. Okay, so to wrap up, the reasons that we make this video is to educate students on how they can go out, find an opportunity, and become an entrepreneur themselves. So on that note, what tips would you have for some of your students watching on how they could start their own business?
The best advice I can give is that you need to love what you do. You need to be passionate about it, because it will cost twice as much and take twice as long as you think that it will, but it will all be worth it if it's something you care about. You'll be interested in the research, you'll be interested in the business planning. It won't be work, it will truly be a labor of love. And also to know that you're never off. I think a lot of students think it will be glamorous to work for themselves and they'll have a lot of free time, and if you are really managing the business well, it's going to take a lot of your personal time. So just be aware of that going in up front, because you want to make sure you're doing all you can to make it successful.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sitting down to speak with us, Katie. Again, this has been the Coffee Date brought to you by VFA at VCU, and I'll see everybody next week. Thank you.